PSG. They're in a very interesting position. Specifically, let's focus on Thiago Silva. He's got somewhat of a new contract extension, but it's short-term, and it doesn't sound like it's making him very happy, though he will be available for the Champions League. What more can you tell us?
He made no secret that he wanted to continue his career in Paris. He's 35 now. He's been there 8 years. He's been great. Maybe the best defender that PSG ever had. He's been captain. He's been fantastic. He won all those trophies. And of course, you can always argue that on some Champions League matches, especially the remontada, maybe he was not really playing at his best and leading the team like he should have done. But overall, he's been fantastic. And I think he could see himself staying at least another year, maybe 2 years in Paris and then retiring. Leonardo, the sporting director, saw it differently. He didn't offer him a proper extension. He gave him an extension for 2 months so he could play in the Champions League in August. And after that, that would be it. So he had his last game at the Parc des Princes on Tuesday night against Celtic Glasgow in a friendly, and that was very emotional. And although there was only 5,000 fans, but he got a little bit of farewell that, for example, Edinson Cavani will not get. But I think the frustration comes from the fact that Thiago thinks and believes that he gave enough and still has enough in him to be able to still play for PSG in the next couple of years, for example, which maybe he doesn't really understand why the club was not so receptive and could not see from their point of view. Leonardo decided to move on from Thiago Silva. I think it's a bit of a shame, but in fairness, it's probably the right call.
You mentioned Cavani. Let's mention Meunier too. Those are a couple guys who won't be sticking around for Champions League. How big of a loss will those two be for PSG?
Well, I don't think Cavani would have started in the Champions League like he would not have started tomorrow in the French Cup final, for example, against Saint-Etienne, and the following week in the League Cup final against Lyon, because Mauro Icardi is the number one striker in that team. Meunier is a bit different. I think he might have started those 2 games and in the Champions League as well in the quarterfinal against Atalanta. He decided not to take the extension that was offered to him to play next month. He signed for Dortmund, and I think in his head he had moved on from PSG, had gone to Dortmund, and maybe he was not ready to accept the offer that PSG made, certainly in the conditions that PSG made them. Same for Dortmund. I think it's a shame more for Meunier than for Cavani, but the thing that saddens me is that Cavani, especially, who is the top goal scorer in the history of the club with 200 goals in 301 appearances, is that he won't get a proper farewell. Thiago Silva got a mini one, if you want, because there was only 5,000 people at the stadium, but at least he got something. Cavani is still in Uruguay and will never be able to say goodbye to the PSG fans, and especially the Ultras. And the Ultras and the fans will not be able to say goodbye to him, and I think that's a bit of a shame.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.